Hello and welcome to the English Like a Native podcast. My name is Anna and you're listening to week 32, day 3 of your English 5 a day. The second season. I am here every day of the working week from Monday to Friday to give your eardrums a little tickle in order to expand your vocabulary, improve your listening skills, and help you to feel more like yourself when you're communicating in English. So let's start, as we always do, with a snapshot. Captain Morgan came from a seafaring family, but as he tried to navigate his small boat through the rough waters, he realized he was completely out of his depth. The boat floated buoyantly on the surface until it was suddenly caught in a powerful riptide that pulled it towards the rocks. Within minutes, his quiet fishing trip had turned into a dangerous situation. How dramatic. Well, let's now dive into our vocabulary. So today has a bit of a nautical theme. We are heading out to sea. And we are starting with the adjective seafaring. Seafaring. So if something is seafaring, then it is connected with travelling by sea. So to move by sea. For example, I've always been a seafaring person. I should have joined the Navy. So I'm often travelling by sea or at sea. I should have joined the Navy. I'm a seafaring person. Next on our list is a noun, and it is riptide. Riptide. Riptides are very dangerous. A riptide is a dangerous area of strongly moving water in the sea. It's usually where two currents that are moving in different directions, where they meet, where they come together, and it creates this very strong riptide that can be very difficult to get out of. So stay away from riptides. Here's an example sentence. If you're swimming into the sea, don't go beyond the red flag. There's a strong riptide over there. Number 3 on our list is an adverb, and it is buoyantly. Buoyantly. If something is doing something buoyantly, then it is related to floating or the ability to float. To be buoyant is to be able to float. Here's an example sentence. I love watching birds float buoyantly on the sea when we go out on our boating trips. Number 4 on our list is the verb navigate. To navigate is to direct the way that a boat, plane or car moves across, along or over an area of land or water. So to direct, to find the way, usually using a map. So if you are the designated navigator, then you will usually need some form of map, maybe on your phone, or, like in the olden days, an actual physical paper map in your hand. I do miss those days when you were driving alone and navigating for yourself, and you had to pull over every so often to check the map, and you had to remember where you were going. I used to write little bullet points of my route so that I could quickly glance at the next thing that I had to look out for. I think we were much more aware of what was happening on the road in front of us back in those days. Okay, my example sentence for navigate is, you have to know a lot about the ocean in order to navigate safely. There are so many hidden reefs and fishing nets out there. The final phrase on our list for today is the idiom, out of your depth. Out of your depth. Depth, that's a funny one, isn't it? We've got a P and a TH. Depth. Depth. So this means that you don't have the necessary skills, knowledge or experience to deal with a particular situation. So it means just like if you couldn't swim and you jumped into a deep pool, at that point you don't have the necessary skills or experience to swim and survive. You can use this in all sorts of scenarios in life. So if you are suddenly given charge of looking after 5 dogs at a kennels, but you have no experience or understanding of how to deal with animals, let alone dogs. And so you do not know what to do. You don't know that they need walking. You don't know how to approach them. Yeah, you would be out of your depth. Here's an example sentence. You were way out of your depth taking that boat out during a storm. You're lucky you didn't get lost or capsize. Okay, so let's recap. We had the adjective seafaring. We had the noun riptide, a very dangerous thing. We had the adverb buoyantly, to float. We had the verb navigate. And we had the idiom out of your depth. Let's just repeat those for pronunciation. Please repeat after me. Seafaring. Riptide. Buoyantly. Navigate. Out of your depth. Okay, let me now recap the snapshot. Captain Morgan came from a seafaring family, but as he tried to navigate his small boat through the rough waters, he realized he was completely out of his depth. The boat floated buoyantly on the surface until it was suddenly caught in a powerful riptide that pulled it towards the rocks. Within minutes, his quiet fishing trip had turned into a dangerous situation. Great. Let's bring them all together in a little story. As an experienced seafaring veteran, Sailor Sam had spent countless days sailing the vast ocean, hitting storms and mastering the art of navigation. It was during one such voyage that he came across a shipwreck among the churning waves and powerful riptide. The broken pieces of the vessel floated buoyantly, like pieces of a puzzle to a once beautiful ship. Despite the unpredictable currents and the dangers that lay ahead, Sam decided to take a closer look. The sailor's experience guided him, allowing him to skillfully navigate through the dangerous waters, though if he were honest and a little less proud, he would admit that he was out of his depth. But he remained determined, using his years of maritime experience to approach the wreckage with caution. The biggest driver of his curiosity was the wonder of what treasures could be among the wreck. Would he find anything of value? Would he make it out alive if he did? Bum, bum, bum. And that brings us to the end of today's episode. I do hope you're finding these episodes useful. If you are enjoying this podcast in any way, then please consider leaving a rating or review so that others can find our podcast too. I really appreciate you being here. Until next time, take very good care and goodbye.